And then we are on. So I am getting the link again. If you want to do some customary opening stream vamping for a split sec while we.
Oh my God, the kind of pressure that puts
I
on a
know.
person.
I know. You hate the vamp.
Well, it's not that I hate the vamp, but like if I it's that it's like, okay, we're going now, vamp.
Yeah, well.
Like yeah, other people do that too. Every time I get the most nervous.
Well, it's always funny because in the like the M streams, you're always like, "Let me in," and then sometimes you get in and you don't exactly know what to say.
And then I don't have anything to say, yeah.
Exactly, but you want the ability to speak. M needs to
I
give you
want
the
Yeah,
powers.
I don't appreciate being locked out of paradise. Locked out of heaven. Sorry, that was the phrase.
Yeah.
Oof.
Um.
Um, we, I feel like we were right at the end of that though, so maybe we could move on to
Yeah.
our
I'll just say the end of
activity.
the thing that because 2 plus 4 times 5 in the Discord let me know exactly where it cut off. I was gonna say
Mhm.
something stupid, which is like essentially you just want to saw off his arms at the points right below the shoulder, and you want to saw off his legs at the point right below the hips. I should have
That's funny.
known that you weren't on like that I was off the internet when you had no response to me saying saw off his arms.
Well, yeah, it totally cut out, so I thought it was I was worried that it was my Discord and that I would have to do the work to fix the
Right,
problem,
right,
and
yeah.
I really didn't want to do that, so.
Yeah. Um
Okay, cool. Looks like everyone's back. Hello.
yeah. Hello.
Two streams in one day. What a deal.
Fucking Vale says the interruption was very disruptive. Maybe you could start over from the beginning.
Don't even. Do you want to talk about our fun thing?
Yes, but I did want to talk about this little thing. Or no, we already
Oh,
said this in the thing, didn't we? We
yeah, just that
mm,
Lisa's like getting buffer and buffer. Um and
brain
ever
wise.
since like brain wise, her brain is getting many wrinkles every day.
Hmm.
Um and ever since Taylor arrived, that has like really accelerated um because of the like being in like a similar headspace to her like trigger event, which we haven't seen yet, but spoilies.
Hmm. Hmm. Um. Yeah. I don't. It's weird because there is a lot of world building in this, but we kind of talked about all of it throughout.
Yeah.
So I don't have anything
Um,
specific here. I guess. Well, there are a good number of cape interactions that we just glossed over. Like the Alexandria and Dragon parts of this are like a good display of like how ridiculously powerful those two each are. Um,
like
but
the fact that Dragon doesn't even need to be on site,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
for her to just wreak havoc, really.
Right, and the fact that like probably Alexandria is literally strong enough to lift Leviathan off of the ground.
Yeah.
Like,
And like we said, he's a dense boy.
yeah. Um, but yeah, let's do the bonus thing. So we have a little. We were gonna do a little trivia game, and
hmm
it's we'll maybe do it differently in future iterations. But this time it's just gonna be a few questions from me to Vic about the story so far that are like little trivia things that I think these aren't that hard, but some of them are like just like if you don't remember this exact thing, then
Yeah.
yeah. So I actually didn't get as many as I wanted, so I'm gonna be winging it with the last few. I only wrote down 3 full sentences. um, but the first one is what year was Scion first spotted over the ocean? Extra
Oh
bonus points for
no.
if you know the month.
Okay. Listen. It is
The current
2011
year is
now.
2011.
2011 now. I know that it was
If
early
2 plus 4 times 5, I'm gonna
80s.
say you can say it, but just Vic,
You
don't look
can
at the
say it, but
chat.
I'm not gonna look at chat, so it's fine. I'm glad that you know it because you're such a tattletale, and I'm just not. I don't have. Well, actually, I think that my power is technically a thinker power, but I don't know. I'll have to. It's not that kind of thinker power. I know it's like the late 70s or early 80s. I don't know the year though.
Okay.
But the month I thought it was like autumn time, like September.
Ooh, not quite right.
Mm,
You were closer with the year. It is
okay.
May 1982. And 2
Oh
plus
my
4 times
God.
5 answer was I know the year, but I have a 1 in 6 chance of the month. And then went with March or May 1982. Gonna go with March. Damn.
You were wrong.
Next question, which is also like, feel free to just post your answers in the chat. Vic's just gonna not really be reading chat during the game. Um,
Yeah.
Danny's former coworker joined which supervillains as a henchman?
Uber and Elite.
Uber Elite. That one was pretty easy. Like the problem
Yeah.
was like calibrating how difficult they'd be because a lot of the questions I wanted to ask, I was like, no one's gonna fucking know that. And then we got here. Uh, what video game does Greg monologue to Taylor about?
Oh my God.
You just read a chapter where a character in Ward thinks about playing this game.
I know it's like a something space something something,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
but I don't know the name of it. And I even drew. It's like Galaxy something. I even drew it
Wurimapa.
on his shirt. I what? Say it again.
I'm going to throw up the shirt that you had drawn so that you can look at the German word and think to yourself, because that's funny to me.
Does does the German word help? Is the German word the name of the game, or
The
is it
German
something
word
else?
is an exact like a too exact translation of the name of the game. It's like
Oh,
the kind
good.
of like comedy thing where you like I just made it as like blunt a translation as I could.
Okay. Let me see when you throw it up. Oh, here it is. Oh my God. It's so tiny. Hold on. Full screen. Well,
Weltramapa.
oh, Weltramappa.
Weltramapa.
I don't know. What is it?
Space opera.
Space opera. Okay, well, I knew it was a space game because I remember drawing the spaceship.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, for sure. But
Rivet because it's the name of an entire genre. Yeah, that's true.
well, I remember it because it's like literally a parody of Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
And don't they? I like when they just like bring it up multiple times. Like Sveta also plays it, right?
Yeah, Sveta plays it, but so does Kenzie.
Yeah, so does Kenzie. But I'm sure Kenzie plays it because she learned that Sveta used to play
Well,
it.
no, because the scene in which Kenzie's playing it is a flashback to her as a little kid.
Oh,
So she's like 7 and playing it.
that's
And she
hilarious.
doesn't even have any friends to have learned about it from. I do like Greg's answer to the former question, which was Luber and Yeet.
Oh my
But
God.
um, but
That's
the
such a tattletale response, isn't it?
oh yeah, oh yeah. The next question, and this was going to be one that I thought was pretty easy, which was, how many heroes show up to confront them at the bank?
Okay, I'm gonna have to count this. So there's Clock Blocker,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's Gallant, and
I'm
then
counting
there's
Amy.
okay, I'll count Amy too. Okay, Clock Blocker, Gallant, Kid Win, Vista, Browbeat, which is always hard to remember because he doesn't do shit the entire chapter. Browbeat, um, the leader guy, Aegis, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna say 8.
8. That's right.
Okay, good. That would
Um,
have been embarrassing.
yeah, it's
And
funny.
I would never not count Amy. Ugh.
Well, that's good because I believe 2 plus 4 times 5 was not counting Amy. On their answer, it was 7, 6 plus 1 on the roof. Oh, do we have to name them? And then 8 came out right after I said I'm including Amy.
No, you don't have to name them. I just can't count in my head.
No, but it's also funny because 2 plus 4 times 5 did put down a list of all of them as well afterward.
Yes.
What was I gonna do? I had another. Let's see here. I didn't have it written down, but I had been percolating a question about Gregor. Um,
Gregor.
Gregor. Um, oh yeah, I remember what it was. Describe any of the case 53s they talk about from the conversation between Gregor and Faultline.
Shit. Do I get to count do I get to count the Irish girl?
I guess
Okay, that's
it's
a
that
cheat. I
yeah.
I think that they talk about, let me think. Shit, I'm so bad at this. See, you should have kept all the questions to be about people's costumes and fashion.
Yeah. Oh, I guess aside from being mostly translucent, what is the like 2 plus 4 times 5 got the one that I was thinking of that I thought would maybe make this easy. Um,
Mm,
but and
Beetle.
it's Beetle, because there's a guy who's a Beetle. Um,
Funny.
but I was gonna say, what is like his skin color? Because he has like
Um,
mostly exposed skin.
Skin color,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
clear-ish and yellow-ish.
He's milky white. It's one of the only times
Milky.
that Taylor calls out a white person.
Oh. No, no, no. She calls out Sundancer too.
True. True.
And that one is
2 plus 4 times 5 said
traumatized.
Gregor's skin
Uh,
color. Snail shells.
Snail shells. You know, Milky White is a character in the musical Into the Woods. It's a cow.
Greg says Beetle's the parahuman who should really have been named Gregor. Um, I think that the Beetle's actual name was Scarab, though. But
Mm.
I thought that was um, interesting when I was just thinking about it right now because, given that the one of the first Case 53s we learned about, aside from those, is a Scarab Beetle, some sort of Capri.
Oh my God.
Oh my god. Um,
I bet 2 plus 4 times 5 has some questions up their sleeve.
Oh yeah, yeah. If
Like,
any
you
of you
want to
guys
send
got some
some for,
questions, hit us. Hit us with these questions. They got to be
because
from arcs 1 through 8.
I didn't prep any questions for William because I was feeling like any question that I would be able to think of myself, he would already know, and then I would be annoyed.
Oh my god. I don't even know if that's true though, because there's just so much to this thing. There's so many
Yeah,
little.
and I think I just like the things I remember are very different than the things you remember.
Yeah, I think you just psyched yourself out. And I didn't want to make the questions ungettable. I thought all of these were within reach where you might know them, and you knew most of them.
Yeah, but if I had made them, I'd want them to be ungettable.
I specifically didn't want them to be ungettable.
Yes, Bill. Trivia questions. Here's a tricky one. In the middle of Arc 4, there was a random interlude. Which two chapter numbers was that interlude located in between?
Okay,
Okay, let me
hang
think.
on. Let me think of the what happens in each chapter because I've got like crazy brain. Um,
Mhm.
4.1, they are like Taylor tries to go back to school and then kind of like she confronts Emma and then doesn't. 4.2, they're like meeting up at the loft or something. 4.3, they're at the market. 4.4, they go to the thing. I think it's between 4.4 and 4.5. That's what I'm going to say. Or no, no, no. Actually, wait. It's right before. No, no. I'm totally wrong. It's right before the first bombs go off. So it's 4.6 and 4.7. That's my final
Good
answer
one.
from
And
me.
whose interlude is it?
It is Purity's interlude.
Purity, yeah. Yeah, it's 4.6 and 4.7. Phil said name a time
Yay!
Taylor tells the truth to her dad. Taylor tells the truth to her dad when she says,
She definitely tells him the truth, but it's just in small ways. I'm trying to think. She tells her dad about the fact that Emma was the bully
"Yep,
in
that
arc
was
7.
actually my answer," which speaks volumes about the amount of time she tells the truth.
Yeah, she tells the truth when she has a concussion. Greg is totally right about that.
Yeah, exactly. She tells the truth when she has a concussion and can't think better of it. Um,
All right, we will do this activity, like this type of bonus, for when we can't think of a different one, I think, because it's an easy one to slot in. And, like, people can go kind of ham in the chat, too, so it works. Um, Vale says, that is one. It's shockingly rare. 2 plus 4 times 5 said, I thought my question would be trickier because you did the Purity Interlude stream a week earlier than it appeared in the book. Yeah,
Listen, that
no,
was my fault.
I was just running through the way that they happen in my mind, because I was like, it has to line up with when the Undersiders are at their lowest point, because that's kind of what it is, right?
Mhm.
Um, but yeah. And yes, sometimes we do shift things about slightly, but in the playlists, I do put them in the correct chapter order, which is why typically I will not mention during the episode that we're doing the thing out of order, and I try and read the questions for the playlist order. So if
Mhm.
I know we're going to be switching, I come up with the questions that I'll need to bridge the gap so that each time I'm reading for what I believe will be the next playlist order stream. Yeah. Vale says, I actually want to data map Taylor's statements in these early arcs when she is right/wrong and when it's truth/lie. It would be beautiful data, but so much work. Yeah, that'd be pretty lit. If you did that, I would be into it.
That would be awesome. Phil, you're the one who made the joke list, right? Because sometimes I read that and I'll be like, or I'll be reading a chapter and I'll be like, I didn't see this on Phil's joke list, but in my opinion, it's a joke.
I think
But
Taylor
sometimes it's
has
kind
more
of hard.
jokes than you have slotted onto the joke list.
I think that she does jokes. She does like a lot of internal jokes, unfortunately. And most of the time they're not like very funny. They're just like strange statements that I think she like said as a joke to herself.
Yeah, and I mean,
Oh,
like,
you got it from Reddit. That's funny.
okay, okay, yeah. Maybe the redditor was trying to roast her more than was appropriate. I think I'm gonna move on to the audience participation, and let's see. Oh, someone posted in
What were the
Wormy's.
specific
Oh,
crimes
in
that Canary was being punished for? I know this one. The specific crimes were there were three of them, okay? So there was attempted uh homicide. Is that what they called it? Attempted murder, I think is what they called it. Attempted murder by
with
use of a
yeah.
parahuman ability.
Mm-hmm.
And then the one that she got charged with was sexual assault by use of a parahuman ability, but I can't remember the third one.
Um, sexual assault. Maybe it was like a non-sexual but still assault charge was the third charge. That'd be
Yeah.
my guess. I'm not sure though.
Hmm.
What do we got? What are the real answers?
What
That's
do we
our
got?
suite of answers, and all of those have the with the parahuman ability appended. So, oh, it's aggravated
Aggravated
assault.
assault.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, gotcha.
Attempted murder, aggravated assault. Got it.
Okay. Um, good questions. You were close enough. Thank you. But yes, I do want to move on because I do plan to do this same thing later. And we can always go back to previous chapters, just not skip forward. Man,
Mhm.
now that my dog doesn't really have any hearing, when she barks, it is a mess.
It's not too bad on
It's
our
just that
side.
I know, but like it's just funny from my perspective because she doesn't sound like she used to sound more intimidating for her size, and now it's 0%.
Aw.
Because she can't like hear her own bark to modulate it, you know. Um,
I'm excited to hear Vale's incorrect answer to the audience participation.
so Vale had written Tattletale was the entire reason, beginning to end, why Taylor joined and fit in. Where Tattletale is brand new, is much more of a selfish early version of herself. I don't think she would have helped. It was the offer of friendship and camaraderie that convinced Taylor over time to really join in, or really join. In this case, where it doesn't exist, Taylor joins the wards instead. That doesn't go initially well, no spoilers, but after the dust settles, she becomes an official member of the wards, gets to Arcadia, and has her name given to her by PRT Marketing. Flitter is the newest member of the wards.
Aw,
East Northeast
that's
Brockton
so
Bay.
cute.
And then edit. I don't think I was really clear on my thought behind this. Tattletale is the driver behind almost everything, which leads Taylor to join. Spoilers to talk too much in depth. Yeah, but um, I think that the stuff we were talking about in the character section about Lisa being adrift, a lot of that is because she doesn't have like a target for her fixation. And I think if she had seen Taylor then, she would have still seen Taylor as a target for her fixation. Because this was already well into the point at which Taylor was being bullied. She was already very much a downtrodden person at that point. Like, that's why we have, different thoughts on it. Vale, I'm sorry. I see your sad faces. But, it's just like an
It's
interpretation thing.
it's because I said that they were wrong. Vale, I don't think you're wrong. I love that her name is Flitter. She could also do it like Flutter or something. Just like Fluttershy. Um, oh my God. I just you're right that I think that the Brockton Bay uh wards would be a little bit about better about like just letting her use what she needs. I feel like they're a lot less mm,
Like, she wouldn't be under as much scrutiny, so she could start, um,
yeah, she
like,
wouldn't
she
be
could
like
kind of go
in
hard.
she wouldn't have like her villain persona that she ends up having, so I don't think there would be as big of a like PR problem.
Yeah. Well, another thing that
But
I wanted to bring up is that 11 months prior to story start, I don't think that Shadowstalker was even a ward. So, like, character conflict aside, that their personalities don't mesh.
mm, yeah.
I think it was like Aegis, Gallant, Kidwin, Clock Blocker. I think we're all on the team for a year before the story start, at least. Vista for sure. I think that Challenger and Triumph were both still wards. Um, because
You know what the best part of
mm-hmm.
this scenario is, though?
Shoot,
Is that she and Clock Blocker will get to date because she
they could
didn't
kiss.
literally torture him.
Yeah, he'll be like, "I'm glad you put bugs up other people's noses and not my nose."
Not mine.
Yep.
That's so funny.
Vale said Taylor would have therapy and her dad. That is
Aw.
almost eminently possible. A whole year of relief for Taylor in Arcadia with therapy and dad slash family stronger. But the problem too is that um, the timing doesn't even line up because she wouldn't have her powers until 7 months after the Undersiders are formed, I think.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
so it's unfortunately
Um,
impossible.
yeah, I think that she and Brian would not have gotten along as well at the beginning as they were able to, because I think Brian like was got the opportunity to adjust to having friendships. He says in that chapter he's like, "Oh, I've never really like had like friendships with girls before,"
I don't
but
think he
it
had
doesn't seem
any
like he has
friendships.
any friendships. Yeah. And he just feels more comfortable with men, and so he found it like easier to be friends with. Well, and the fact that Regent Bitch and Tattletale are not the uh epitome of masculinity or femininity.
Right,
That
right.
probably like disrupted his worldview a little bit as well.
Yeah, I think interacting with them because like Lisa is kind of traditional gendery, but the other two are very much not.
Yeah.
So maybe
She's
just
only
breaking out of his
traditional
normal.
gendery in like aesthetic because like her personality is so she's just like not anything now. She's just thinker. That's her gender actually.
Good. Um, and then part of my thing why I disagreed initially was not just what I had said about Tattletale's perspective, but I also thought that Brian is a bigger factor in the reason why I don't think she would work in the group. Because I think probably there was more violent conflict between Brian and Rachel, first of all, early on.
Hmm.
And I also think that that Brian being warm to her from like jump from the moment he holds out his hand to help her up on the roof to the initial meeting where she's wearing her costume and they're not to the loft to the boardwalk with the donuts. Like Brian
Uh-huh.
doesn't Brian
That's so
doesn't act
cute.
like that at the start, you know?
Yeah.
So
I think I wonder if Tattletale is like, you should be really nice to this girl we're about to meet.
exactly.
He was like, all right.
um I think he was in recruitment mode already. Like there's a new solo villain in town? Fuck yeah.
Yeah, true.
Um, but let's see here. Let's read 2 plus 4 times 5's answer. I think it'd be harder for Taylor to feel comfortable with a bunch of villains right off the bat, especially because the team members probably haven't found their groove with each other, and Taylor might be too heroic to feel like she can fit in. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think that's basically like the thrust of my thing, with the idea that like the roughness from Brian would be too overwhelming compared to like the not soft boy per se, but like nice boy that he becomes.
Yeah, he is a no nice boy persona. And I think the only reason that she like is okay with his violence, well, not the only reason, but the reason that she's like not jarred by his violence towards Rachel is that she is literally attacked by Rachel immediately, and in this setup she wouldn't have been attacked by her.
Right, right, yeah. So she would have just kind of seen the two teammates like fist fighting or like
Yeah,
Rachel
she
just
would have
getting beaten
watched like the
down.
progression of their violence, which I think would feel a little bit different.
Yeah, yeah. And then we got Greg's answer. I don't think it would have worked nearly as well. Taylor almost pieced out of the group day one when the only friction was bitch, but when the other members of the group weren't all on the same page, when the pitch wasn't as good, when she won't even have the fig leaf of trying to get inside the inside scoop on an established group of villains, I think she would have bounced right off. And if Coyle tried to strong arm her, I can't see that going well at all. Somebody would die. Mark my words. Yeah,
Somebody, wonder who.
I agree with that as well. And then yeah, we're kind of done with that. I think we both expressed our feelings on the other as responses to other answers.
Hmm.
Um, the question for next week is going to be for 8.3 and 8.4. Which flying cape in attendance to this fight would you most want to see flying Skitter around? I think that's a funny question. Um, Whee!
Wow.
We know who does do it, but there's so many funny answers.
There's just yeah. I'll have to pay close attention to all the flyers we see.
Mhm, mhm. I am going to, unless you have any final thoughts, start the outro music, which did not get a chance to play on the first live stream, and I forgot to ease us in with it on the start of the second part.
Go for it.
But I'm going to do that and start reading them links. Um, so, the music in this episode, A Strong Force, the Ulgonsah Witches, is by CO.AG, or CO.AG Music. They're on YouTube. All their, well, not all, but the vast majority of their music is copyright free, and they just ask that you mention them in the thing. Love free media. So good. Our Discord server link can be found in the stream description or the channel description. The author of the work being discussed can be supported at patreon.com/wildbow. The full text of the work is available at parahumans.wordpress.com, and the fan-made audiobook of the entire work is at audioworm.rain-online.org. Oh, I guess I also wanted to mention that Arc 3 of the full cast audiobook is now out, and the person who made the original audiobook is associated with that project, so that's pretty cool.
Very
I
nice.
kind of overran the music, but mostly bye, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you for being at the stream. Bye. Thank